Hello, my friends. Today we talk in old Russian accent for at least the first 10 seconds of the— oh, I'm done. Okay. Basically, the point of this commentary is to talk about how best to counter commandos, because I've noticed that a lot of gunners have commented on precisely that point, and probably a lot of commandos too. So, there are a few basic things to remember, the first of which is cover is your friend, which may sound stupid, but a lot of commandos or a lot of people try and run in the open. That's not how you need to do it. It doesn't work well. Secondly, typically speaking, unless the commando has practiced aiming a lot up close, your best chances of killing commandos tend to be the closer you get, the better you're going to do. That being said, I'm recording this in a rush because I have to go to work in about 15 minutes. So, hopefully this will come through clearly. I apologize for the previous commentary. I just was... You know, Jim Beam is just a wonderful thing. One thing that I like to do is I like to hide in the water while crouched as a commando, because it's almost impossible to see the people at the... I'm very proud of that, by the way. That was a pretty cool shot, just going across. What else is new? You can also spam mark target. That will annoy and probably make the commandos rage. Boom ba dum boom boom, but I got a super bass. Boom ba dum boom boom ba dum boom boom. Alternatively, I tend to be more of a hunter-killer type of commando in the sense that I don't. If I can avoid capping a flag, I will. Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, the flags are inconsequential if you can eliminate the people capping them, so I'm more than content to leave a flag neutral if it means that they don't have it and they've lost a couple more tickets, so... Which makes it both easier and more difficult when you're trying to get a commando. You'll notice that I'm carrying pirate kegs, which is kind of a cheap solution, but it's also kind of funny. This game was kind of interesting because they had one commando who was exceedingly awful, and then they had a gunner who was decent, and they had a soldier who was kind of just, I think it's the one right here actually. He didn't do too badly, so... Super bass. But really, guys, and I cannot emphasize this enough, that really, the true counter to any commando player is Nicki Minaj. She has a voice that just, it does 100 damage per second over 5 miles in depth or something. So just remember that and always play it in the background whenever you're doing whatever it is you do. So, and that's really the best piece of advice I think anyone could have. So, but when Nicki Minaj is not available, perhaps because of she's on a starship or something, spamming mark target. Boom boom ba-dum boom boom, got that super bass. This map is much easier to control the outcome, primarily because of the staircases, and just it doesn't offer as much versatility in places to hide. So, also, and this is more of a personal recommendation sort of thing, I tend to find the most success for either hunting commandos or just evading them in general with just a lot of like a lot of back and forth and just being I mean, I hate saying the word being unpredictable, but you know, and there's no way to predict that by nature of its name and its nature. So, for instance, if you come over here where I am right now and to the left, you'll notice that there's kind of a pier, which you can crouch and go under. That is a very good place to be, in part because, at least these days, fights don't happen there anymore, so it's easy to crouch there and either evade or just heal up or something like that, and that's really what you have to do in general, if you're talking about, like, not fire and forget, but fire and run away. Troop traps typically should go up there. Alternatively, put them, I don't know if you prefer putting them on the ground or up in the air. They both have different merits. On the ground is typically easier to see, but harder to avoid, I guess. Up in the air, well, up in the air is harder to see, but the places where you can put those down are much more tedious. So, yeah, but if you'll notice, I just anyway, so there was that. Not entirely sure why my thing just skipped a bunch. He's just really kind of fun to piss off, from what I understand. He just rages a lot, so. Yep, get your balls off my face. I can't because Nicki Minaj's nipples told me not to. Also, when planning troop traps, if you're placing them as a sniping commando, you typically want to put them around, kind of defending whatever position you happen to be sniping from, which is kind of intuitive, but I typically put one directly behind me. If I get killed by a commando who's in front of me, then that really just ends up being on me. There's no excuse for that. This is kind of cool. Oh, over the hill, yeah. But yeah, it really also depends on the map. What else? I still am not entirely sure how he got me. I thought I cloaked pretty quickly there, but it's okay. We're about to hit my finale. Boom! Oh, 360 no scope headshot. So that probably wasn't the most helpful commentary, but I have another one. Yep, and I didn't get last kill, but anyway.